Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sonoma State Professors Emeritus Dr. Martha Yates and Mr. Duncan McGinnis, who will announce the call to procession as they play on bagpipes, a composition written by Dr. Yates in honor of Sonoma State University's commencement, graduation fanfare.
Good morning. I am Scott Miller, Chair of the Faculty, and I'm happy to welcome you to Sonoma State University's 48th commencement. Would the banner carriers please place the heraldic banners in their stands?
Come to graduation dressed appropriately in black. We have a singer.
Now would everyone please be seated? It is my great pleasure to introduce our student musician today. Edward Fernbach on guitar will perform America the Beautiful. It is now my pleasure to introduce the President of Sonoma State University, Dr. Ruben Armiñana.
Good morning. I'm pleased to add my welcome to that given by Professor Miller on behalf of the faculty and staff of Sonoma State University, many of whom are present today to share in this celebration. Timing is everything. And I believe that today, a dry day, a little bit of air conditioning, signifies that this is going to be the beginning of a very good year for all of you, our graduates. The class of 2008 did this under heavy rains, and look what happened to the economy. Therefore, your future is bright, your pockets will be full, and mom and dad, they are not going to have to come back home. This year's graduates number approximately 2,200. About 1,000 of you are participating in this ceremony for the School of Arts and Humanities, the School of Business and Economics, and the School of Education. A light number are participating in the ceremony later today for the School of Science and Technology and the School of Social Sciences. You will be joined in the more than 53,000 students who have completed a master's or bachelor's degree at Sonoma State University since our first commencement back in 1962. You come from many states and many countries, which are represented by the various flags flying behind me, although the majority of you come from California. Today you celebrate an achievement in common, the award of a master's or bachelor's degree. To all of you, the graduates of 2009, welcome to your commencement. We want to especially welcome the family and friends of our graduates. You can all share in the happiness and pride of our graduates on this great occasion because each one of you has played some part in their great success. I would like to take a moment as we begin this commencement ceremony to invite the graduates to stand and acknowledge their parents and grandparents, children, spouses, significant others, brothers and sisters and friends for their help and support. We're pleased to have on our platform party today several distinguished guests. First, Mr. Robert Linscheid, a trustee of the California State University. Mr. Linscheid is an alumnus of California State University, Chico, and is currently the president of the Linscheid Company. Mr. Linscheid is a good friend to Sonoma State, and we're pleased and honored that he joined us today. Dr. Benjamin Quillian, the Executive Vice President, Vice Chancellor, and Chief Financial Officer for the California State University. He has one of the toughest jobs anywhere. He understands and embraces the special mission of the California State University and is committed to help ensure high-quality academic programs for all our students. The Alumni Association, which forms one of our graduates' most important links with their alma mater, and of which every one of you should become a member, is represented by the president of the Alumni Association, Ms. Cynthia Stringer. Cynthia and the Alumni Association work tirelessly to bring value and provide programs and services to our 53,000 alumni. Representing the students of Sonoma State University is a young man who's finishing his term as ASI president, Mr. Derek Pierre. Mr. Pierre has worked very closely with his fellow students this year and addressed issues important to the campus community. He will be graduating in the next couple of years. I would like to acknowledge the university officials and others in the platform party who are here today to honor you, our graduates. You will find their names and titles on page 13 of your commencement program. I would also like to acknowledge our distinguished faculty who are here today to participate in this very important ceremony. The names of our faculty can be found starting on page 49 of your program. Finally, please join me in recognizing the almost 400 members of the Sonoma State University staff whose dedication and hard work have made this ceremony possible. Thank you. And let me give you a bit of very good news. Yesterday, Sonoma State University won the Division II National Championship in men's golf. Congratulations. I would like to invite Robert Lenscheid, California State University trustee, to greet our graduates. Robert?
Good morning. Thank you, President Armiñana. It clearly is a great honor to share this special day with the newest graduates of Sonoma State University, families and friends of the graduates, and the faculty and staff of this outstanding university. I'm delighted to bring you greetings from Chancellor Reed and my fellow members of the Board of Trustees of the California State University. Graduates, you truly represent the best hopes of the state of California. This spring, more than 90,000 new CSU graduates will be moving on from their alma maters to enter the professional and graduate schools or directly into the workforce of this great state. Together, you are a cause for great optimism for the future of California. The state of California is counting on your skills, your knowledge, your creativity, and the dedication you have shown in working successfully toward the degrees in which you will receive today. As graduates of Sonoma State University, you've received not only a deep and strong education in major fields, but an appreciation and understanding of the value of the liberal arts and sciences that are the basis for the rewarding professional life and career. You are very fortunate to have attended such a fine institution. You have worked hard and you deserve the degrees which you will be conferred today. Again, on behalf of the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees, I congratulate you and wish you much success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lenscheid. I'd now like to invite Derek Pierre, President of the Associated Students, to greet the graduates.
Thank you very much, Scott. Now, as the fourth welcome, I'll keep it to the point and simple because I know you guys want to all get up here and get your degrees that you guys have worked so hard for. First off, I would just like to welcome everybody here, family, friends, the students and graduates, most importantly, to the 2009 commencement. On this special day, I would like to congratulate you, all of you guys, on your final steps in your Sonoma State experience. As ASI president, I would like to, on behalf of the other 8,500 students, congratulate you guys again on behalf of them. It's been a true pleasure and honor to serve you guys as your guys' voice, and you guys really deserve every I don't know. Yeah, you guys just seriously deserve the best. You guys, Sonoma State is my life. You guys are so special, and you guys deserve the best. So thank you guys very much, and I wish you guys the best.
Thank you, Mr. Pierre. Derek, he's been a great friend to me this year, and he has worked immensely hard for you this year. Now I'm pleased to invite President Armiñana to return to the podium for the conferral of the California State University Honorary Doctorate. We are proud to be conferring an honorary doctorate this morning to a distinguished candidate whose personal achievements, contributions made to the community, and friendship to higher education presents a lofty standard indeed.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Mr. Gans, Trustee Lenscheid, I ask you to please come forward.
Mr. Claude Gans is known for his business acumen as well as his strategic advisor for startup businesses and a generous humanitarian and philanthropist. At Sonoma State University, he was the tireless driving force in the formation of a significant new Jewish studies program. A survivor of the Holocaust, Mr. Gans is an advocate for Jewish education as a way of promoting interfaith tolerance. His time and vision not only resulted in a well-received Jewish studies program, but he has raised funds to support its permanent endowment. Mr. Gans immigrated to the United States from Europe after fleeing Germany with his family during the Hitler regime. He went to France, where he was placed in a deportation camp from which he and his family escaped to Switzerland in 1942. After 4 years of Swiss internment as a refugee, he came to California in 1947. From 1951 to 1954, he served as the U.S. Intelligence Service. The trustees of the California State University, upon recommendation of Sonoma State University, hereby confer upon Claude Gans the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, with all the rights, privileges, and honors pertaining thereto, given at Sonoma State University, May 23, 2009. It's indeed an honor.
Let me say a few words for you. One of the reasons that the university confers an honorary degree is not only to acknowledge the enormous contributions that that individual has made to society, to the California, to the nation, but also to serve as a role model to you, the graduates, who hopefully will see in this individual somebody that you can emulate, and hopefully one day you will be able also to stand there. Claude personifies that. I have to tell you, one of the most important days I have had in my life was having dinner, the Sabbath dinner, over his house, and share some of the parts of his life, including a reminder of the endurance of the human spirit, the endurance of what is important and what is real. And that was symbolized by two candelabras that had been in his family for many, many years, that survived the Holocaust, were kept by somebody who worked in Mr. Gans' family at great peril. And upon the end of the war and the destruction of most of his family, 70 members of his family out of 75 perished during the Holocaust. This individual returned those candelabras to the Gans family, and they remain in that. That simply symbolizes what is good in humanity. And we think that Claude has personified that throughout his career. In one of his tough assignments, he was the President Clinton's special envoy to Bosnia to help that country who had gone through enormous destruction and sacrifices to rebuild its economy. And for that, the people of Bosnia are eternally grateful to him and to the United States. For Claude, Dr. Gans, I'm delighted that this has happened, and please, would you address your fellow graduates?
Thank you, Dr. Armaniana and Sonoma State for this great honor, and congratulations to you graduates and your families for reaching today's milestone. Now what? There are a myriad of new issues confronting you in a world which is more complex than anything I have ever witnessed. How will you find happiness while you address these challenges is the question that I pose to you today. My answer is a suggestion that you set aside some of your time and some of your valuable resources to reach out and to help others. Sometimes unpredictable results are influenced by an initial impulse. A common example of this is what is known as the butterfly effect. It states that the flutter of a butterfly, the butterfly of its wings in China, can affect the weather in New York City thousands of miles away. In other words, it is possible that a very small occurrence can produce drastic results by triggering a chain reaction of increasingly significant events. Yes, you too can make a difference in healing our world if you devote some of your precious time and energies to doing something for others. I promise you, if you do that, you will be rewarded in self-satisfaction beyond what you have ever imagined. Congratulations again, and good luck to you.
I would now like to introduce our student speaker, Sterling Nicholas Jones. Nick graduates today with 2 BAs, one in sociology and one in American multicultural studies. During his SSU years, Mr. Jones was an active member of the Black Scholars United, tutored elementary students on Black History Month, and created a scholarship program for BSU members. He's led campus tours and spoke at several recruitment workshops for high school students and highlighted the Young Black Scholars program. He is a native of Inglewood, one of the cities bordering Los Angeles. Mr. Jones will admit it was a difficult time adapting to Sonoma County from the urban LA area, but shares these challenges have been life learning lessons. Please join me in welcoming Sterling Nicholas Jones.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, graduates and family, scholars and guests. We gather here today to honor the academic achievements of the class of 2009. In tribute to them, I would like to ask the academic staff and audience to come together in applause. I begin my speech with my acknowledgments. To my mother, although sports may have been my passion, you always stressed that education would guide my future. Thank you. To my father, had it not been for your influential presence in my life, I truly believe I would have fallen to the same traps that plague black men like me all over this country. Thank you. I would also like to thank Jasmine Jones and Marquita Lamberth. Had it not been for them, I do not think I would be here delivering a speech at such a prestigious ceremony. Thank you, Cabrina Boyd, for your nomination, and Andre Bailey for your guidance throughout my SSU career. Clap it up for them, too. Clap it up for them, too. Never in my wildest dreams did I, as a child, believe that I would ever receive the opportunity to speak at a college graduation. You see, I come from a different place, probably the opposite extreme of Sonoma State University. I come from a place where drive-bys and shootouts are not uncommon, but a place where fathers and positive role models are uncommon. I come from a place where at 22 years of age, many of my childhood peers are either dead or in jail. I come from a place with few trees, the literal definition of the concrete jungle. I come from the most densely populated county in the U.S., Los Angeles County, the city of Inglewood, AKA the city of champions. The drastic difference between my hometown and this area will make my experience here one I will never forget. I still can remember my first trip to Rohnert Park in August 2005. I remember thinking to myself, this school is in the middle of a goddamn forest, and what is that smell, that infamous Sonoma aroma? I remember looking at the people and saying to myself, wow, I've never seen so many white people in one place before. Culture shock immediately set in, and at times it was too much to handle. Now, I know some of you may think this to be a bit politically incorrect, but just for a second, just imagine if you came to my hometown and the culture shock you might feel in a city where there are no white people in sight, in a place where the actual demographics are 47% Hispanic, 47% black, 3% Asian, 3% other, and 0% white. Where I come from, white people are something you either see on TV or you take a 20-mile drive to Torrance or Westwood to go see in person. I came here and the reverse was true. You won't see any black people here unless you take a 45-minute drive to the other side of the Richmond Bridge. That is something I had to adapt to. But even more than the smell, the trees, and the white people, something else I will never forget is the weather. My first year here, it rained from late September to early April, and 27 days in March. My second year here, I stayed over winter break. What a mistake that was. I'll never forget the first time I had to go to work, and it was 23 degrees outside. You see, I was an LA boy. I wasn't used to the rain, and before that, I thought 65 degrees was cold. Finally, on a serious note, I will never forget the police harassment I faced in this area from the Rohnert Park PD, SSU PD, and Cotati PD. I'd be pulled over on my way to class, on my way to work, on my way to get something to eat. In 2006, there was a span I was pulled over 7 times in 10 days. And in 2007, one of the graduates might remember, there was a time we were stopped at gunpoint because we fit a particular description while walking through the dorms. Yet still, instead of being bitter about my experiences or spiteful, I choose to use my experience here as motivation. By evidence of me speaking before you today, I am truly confident that I can go anywhere in the world. And regardless of how different that place might be from my past experiences, I can go there and succeed. Ten years from now, I know most of you may not remember my story, nor will you remember my name. At best, a few of you might remember me, or simply that the little guy with the green eyes spoke at graduation. But if you remember anything, remember this. The most important keys to success in your life are the abilities to adapt, change, and grow. This is the most vital thing I learned coming and staying here at SSU. You cannot sit stagnant in your comfort zone. Growing pains are a part of life. It's how we develop as humans. Although your experiences may be different than mine, we've all had to adapt, change, and grow in some way. As I conclude my speech, students, think about some of the ways you've changed and grown through your career at SSU. Some of you have changed your study habits to keep up with the fast-paced curriculum of the college atmosphere. Some of you adapted to life as a full-time student and a full-time employee, and others juggled these two obligations somehow with being a full-time parent, overcoming some of the most overwhelming odds. Yet still others of you saw your beer pong game grow tremendously and still can remember the first time you made the last shot on the last cup at that late night party. But whatever your experience is here, by evidence of your attire, the cap and gowns you wear, by evidence of where you're at today, a college graduation, I am telling you, we've all had to change, adapt, and grow in order to succeed. Use these tools throughout your life, for they will be incredibly valuable as you accomplish your dreams. Congratulations to the class of 2009. This is truly a moment of honor for all of us. Live good, live strong, live free, and continue to follow the light that guides you.
Thank you, Nick, for your very inspiring and practical message. I'm sure we'll be hearing from you throughout life because I think you are destined for positions of leadership, and I hope you continue tie to this university. We're honored to have our speaker today, Mr. Henry Rollins. Best known to most of you as the frontman of the punk rock band Black Flag and Rollins Band, Mr. Rollins is taking the stage not just as a musician, but as a speaker all over the world. Mr. Rollins has become an outspoken human rights activist and frequently speaks out on social justice on his spoken word tours and promotion of equality. During the 2003 Iraq War, he started touring the United States with the United States Service Organization, the USO, to entertain our troops overseas while remaining against the war. Mr. Rollins is not just confined to the stage. He has his own publishing company and record label through which he continues to be an outlet for his work and his passion. We're honored to have Mr. Rollins with us and to thank the associated students for their efforts in bringing him to here to you today. Mr. Rollins.
Good morning, graduates. My name is Henry Rollins. It's very nice to be here. If you don't mind, I'm going to remove the cap. It's just loose fitting, and I don't want it to fall into the soup here. So hold on a moment. Good idea. Thank you. Before I start, I would like to thank all of the parents of all of the graduates and all the relatives and friends and family who have gathered, and some of you who came a very long distance to be here only to be wrenched from a fitful sleep in your hotel bed to assemble here under these, well, questionable skies. So thank you for doing that. But I want to start by thanking all the graduates, and that's maybe a strange way to begin, but I want to thank you for going to college. I'd like to thank you for taking years of your life and devoting it to study and the pursuit of knowledge, because the world is in need of people who can think, people who value ideas. For a moment, I'd like you to think about what you were like when you arrived here years ago as a freshman or a fresh person, if you will, and juxtapose that against the person that you are now. Of course, as previously stated, there was massive amounts of good times carrying on and engaging in behavior that we need not mention here. It is perhaps why the human brain is allotted such a vast amount of cells, so it's not a big problem if a few million fall off the back of the truck. That being said, amidst all the fun and frivolity, there were infinitely long stretches of time where you had to hit the books and work in order to achieve. and there's no one there to tell you to keep at it but you. And you did it, and here you are. You might not need every single course that you took here, but the focus and the discipline that was required to complete these courses will be invaluable tools that you will utilize that will hopefully benefit you and those around you for the rest of your life. Your education and the time you spent here must be more than merely the means to a good job and financial security. These are certainly important concerns, but I am hoping for much more from you. To come all this way only to become content cogs in a large machine or merely indistinguishable threads in a massive tapestry is not enough. It just isn't. And I know that all of you are well aware of what is happening on planet Earth in 2009. Some would say that we are in tough times. I believe that we are in challenging times that are in need of bold thinking, fresh ideas, and new ways of going about old things. And that's where all of you come in. The future greets you today, and you are a very big part of what will be. So, it is incumbent upon you to take all that you have learned and all that you have worked so hard to achieve and do something with it that is more than the mere gathering of items and the purchase of a place to put it all in. Because at the end of the day, that is a bit of a checked swing, don't you think? You don't want to retire into the dull roar that quickly and quietly, do you? I should hope not. It is interesting, the excuses that people give me when they tell me why they don't read as much as they used to, don't travel or inquire as much as they did years before. They tell me they got tired. The kids, the job, the drive to work, the grind. Not enough hours in the day, they say. When someone would tell the great philosopher Seneca that there were not enough hours in the day, Seneca would reply that the gods had been quite generous with time allotment, but that many people just don't use their time very well. Not a second of your life will you ever get back, so make every day count, or acquire a taste for regret. I don't understand how a mind that has been enlightened by years of study and immersed in an environment of such frenetic intellectual activity could ever suffer the crushing blow of complacency. I hope that none of you ever suffer from this self-inflicted, greatly compromised condition. Not only is it inexcusable, it is boring as hell and no fun at all. Your curiosity must never wane, ever. You are, therefore you want to know, want to go, want to know more, and want to go further. As college graduates, you know all too well how much there is to know and the incalculable amount of fascinating things there are to explore, from thought to geographic destination. It is your curiosity that you must enhance. It is your curiosity that you must strengthen and value more and more as the years go on and on. It is your curiosity that you must guard against exhaustion, apathy, and that awful plague called middle age. You are allowed occasional but brief vacations from your curiosity. DVD box sets of television shows and carbohydrate-rich foods are permitted, but don't make a career out of it. It is your curiosity that you will pass on like a genetic trait to your children. It is your curiosity that you will infect all of those around you like a virus. It is your curiosity that will inspire the anger of all around you who have chosen to admit defeat. one of the greatest and most powerful words in any language is why. When you stop wanting to find out, you're done. There are few things more unendurable than being forced to spend time with someone who is intellectually incurious. This can never be you. Ask a question. Go forth. Arrive at the answer. Catch your breath. Ask why, and then set off again. Never relent. The world is in need of bright minds, individuals who seek to spread peace and prosperity by the way they conduct themselves and the value they place on the lives of others and life itself. These people, by their concern and awareness, whether they know it or not, are leaders. You lead through kindness, generosity, tolerance, innovation, the quest for knowledge, and a basic, resolved goodness that is incorruptible, inexhaustible, and undefeatable. You do not lead by intimidation, by economic coercion, or overwhelming military might or sanctions. Brutality, oppression, and the constant threat of violence only results in brutality, oppression, and actual violence, and the world has far more of that than it will ever need. A member of the Ku Klux Klan doesn't need a frying pan upside the head, as momentarily satisfying as that would be to hold the pan. He needs an Al Green record and some good books. He needs better information so he can make better decisions and reach better conclusions. He needs to be inspired. He needs better leadership. You could do that for someone else. You could do that for a lot of people. And it might take a lot less and go a lot further than you think. If you've noticed, I keep mentioning the world and the people around you. And I've been doing this because you are surrounded. You are surrounded by millions of square miles of land, billions of gallons of water, and who knows how many cubic feet of air. And you share all these finite and vulnerable resources with millions and millions of people. And everything you do affects someone else, perhaps more than you realize. And I'm hoping that you understand that your responsibility to yourself and your well-being must also somehow include the planet on which you live and the people you share it with, because like it or not, it does. And now, it is time for my self-serving op-ed piece. Of course, everything I've said to you thus far has been my opinion, and you can take it or leave it. Fair enough. But I was asked to speak here today, and there's an interesting moment that happened to me a few weeks ago when, I don't know if the young man is here, I did an interview for the campus publication, daily, weekly, whatever it is, and the guy asked me, "So why did you choose our school to speak at?" And I'm thinking, he's thinking, oh no, why us? What have we done wrong to deserve this thing? I said, why did I choose your school? As if I get up in the morning and go into my office and pick up the phone and dial a phone number. Hello? Sonoma State? You know who this is. There's some people I want to talk to you. That's right, that's right. I need a hotel room, a plane ticket, and a cap and gown, and no dilly-dallying. It wasn't anything like that. But nonetheless, I will not allow myself not to say these things to you on this very important day. It is my opinion that all wars are avoidable and unnecessary. And they all could have been prevented by more compassionate governance of peoples and the highest possible value put on life and human rights. And I know that one day war and torture will be relics of the past, that racial discrimination, homophobia, and other intolerance and ignorance will be looked upon as primitive, half-baked behavior that no one could ever be induced to repeat. And I know that future generations will look back and wonder, what in the world were those people thinking? And from that history, which they will not repeat because they learned from it, they will understand that some of their duties as human beings are to pursue peace at all times, to make sure that famine and human suffering never return, and that the stewardship and care of the planet and its very delicate ecosystem is in everyone's best interest. But I am an impatient person, and I cannot, will not wait for these conclusions and actions to be part of some distant future. I want them to happen now, on our watch. I want all of you, those 5 or 10 of you who do not own a passport, I want you to change that situation. I want you to get a passport. I want you to save some money and put it aside. And I want you to travel as often as possible and leave your beautiful America temporarily. We do need you back. We need your minds and all that you will contribute. But I want you to walk down streets, the names of which you have difficulty pronouncing. I want you to eat food that has questionable ingredients. I want you to dig music that's hard to snap your fingers to. But mostly, I want you to go to these places, and I want you to stick your hand out and say, "Hi, insert name here. I'm from America. What's happening?" Because I know that we can all get along, and that we are a species that needs to move around. We've got to mix it up. We've got to check everyone else out. They got to come over and check us out. The more you travel, the more people you meet in distant lands. It strips you of your prejudice. It strips you of your ignorance, and it will almost make war completely obsolete. The operating software of the world needs to change. The way we do business has to change. It is brutal, it is bloody, it is unnecessary, and it is unsustainable. And I want all of you to be a huge part of that. And I think you will. And I think you're going to be great at it. And I think some of the decisions you will make and the actions you will take will make things better. And you don't have to be a doctor or a hero to save a life. And you don't have to be a scientist to brighten the future. All you need to do is care and get involved and realize that part of your duty here on the planet is to never relent in that pursuit to make things better and better and better and better. And I know you will. And I can't wait to see how you act upon every ounce of your tremendous potential. This is a great day. This is your day. And so are all the ones to follow. You think you can handle it? I bet you can. The future is bright. I'm looking at it. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Rollins, for some wonderful words, and I think the graduates can take all of that to great heart. Academic life has offered you the opportunity to study and to learn, to reflect, analyze, and synthesize, to formulate and test hypotheses. As you leave the world of the university and enter upon the course of your careers, you surely will put your theories to the test. Your new world will likely be more demanding and less forgiving. You will be faced with greater challenges and with more questions than solutions. In the real world, we all learn that our decisions and actions have very real consequences, both practical and moral, for ourselves and others. What it is certain is, in this very dynamic world, is that there is no shortage of important work for the graduates of 2009. What advice can I offer you to guide you on your way? I charge you to live a life of learning, Knowledge is a tool for bettering the world. You have developed skills of acquiring knowledge and critical thinking. Continue to hone your skills, to ask questions and pursue sound answers, and to exercise discipline in your work. I charge you to cultivate compassion for others. From compassion comes understanding of our differences and appreciation of our commonalities. Compassion engenders kindness and caring and generosity, the virtues that are the essence of our humanity and the ingredients we need to achieve truly peaceful, collaborative coexistence. I charge you to become involved in community life. To paraphrase Pericles' statement in the Golden Age of Athens, we do not say of people who do not participate in public affairs that they mind their own business. We say that they have no business here at all. We do not achieve alone, we always achieve with others. As citizens, we're obliged to understand the assumptions, ideals, and aspirations of our communities and to develop the desire and the will to participate in their institutions for the common good. I charge you to actively seek and create and teach a life of hope. We must believe that what we think and say and do can make a difference. We're living in a period of turbulence in our economic systems, our political institutions, our social values, and throughout the world. In such times, we can easily become dispirited and discouraged. Our greatest challenge is to keep alive the belief that a better, more enlightened, more humane world is truly possible. And I charge you to do all of this with a sense of adventure and fun. The faculty of this university has determined that you, the graduates of 2009, are ready to meet your responsibilities. I join them, along with the university administration and staff, your family and friends, and our distinguished guests here today, in wishing you that rewarding future. Graduates who are preparing for careers in education will now be acknowledged. I recognize the Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Mary Gendernali Cooper.
Thank you. Good morning. Today is a very special day, and I would like to acknowledge our doctoral students who are graduating from Sonoma State University. The Candell Program, or the Capital Area North Joint Doctoral Program in Educational Leadership, is a joint doctorate in educational leadership between Sonoma State University and the University of California, Davis. Please see page 24 of your program for a list of the students who will be receiving their doctoral degrees at the University of California, Davis School of Education graduation ceremony in just a few weeks. Please join me in congratulating these fine students on their accomplishment. Many of the candidates participating in today's ceremony are engaged in or are preparing for careers in education. Some are receiving master's degrees, some have completed their bachelor's degree work for their major fields, and also are completing or will soon begin coursework leading to a California teaching or service credential. We are very proud of the contributions you will make to the field of education and to our profession. Will all of the master's and bachelor's degrees candidates in any field who are preparing for careers in education please stand? Please join me in wishing these graduates every success in their calling. Please be seated. Thank you.
The graduates will now be presented and the degrees conferred. I recognize Dr. Scott Miller, Chair of the Faculty.
President Armiñana, it is my privilege to recommend these students who are assembled before you as candidates for degrees under requirements prescribed by the trustees of the California State University and by the faculty of Sonoma State University. Candidates for the master's degrees and bachelor's degrees will be presented to you by the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Eduardo Ochoa.
President Armillana, I am pleased to certify that the master's degree candidates here today have completed all the requirements established by the trustees of the California State University and the faculty of Sonoma State University for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Master of Arts in Education, Master of Arts in English, and Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies. Will master's degree candidates please rise and remain standing?
Candidates for the master's degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty of Sonoma State University. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I do hereby confer upon each of you who has satisfied the requirements of the appropriate degree of Masters in Business Administration, Masters of Arts in Education, Master of Arts in English, and Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies, Action for a Viable Future Hutchins, with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereupon pertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
President Armillana, the deans of the academic schools will now present the candidates for the bachelor's degree. I recognize Dr. William Babula, Dean of the School of Arts and Humanities.
Well, good overcast morning. Will all the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Arts and Humanities please rise? President Armillana, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Arts and Humanities, I have the honor to recommend the candidates for bachelor's degrees. We don't have a flight school here. With majors in American multicultural studies, and thanks to Dr. Gans, it now includes the Jewish studies minor, art, art history, okay, Chicano and Latino studies, communication studies. Well, okay, the great communicators won. My Shakespeare department, English, fine arts, bonjour, French, liberal studies, the Hutchins School, also known as the Hutchins cult. Music. Oh, yes, okay. The food of love, definitely. Philosophy. Okay. They're thinking, therefore they are. Spanish. And well, benvenuto, but that's Italian, sorry. And finally, break a leg, theater arts. I think I'm done.
Thank you, Dean Babula. Candidates from the School of Arts and Humanities, you may now be seated. I recognize Dr. William Silver, Dean of the School of Business and Economics.
Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees in the School of Business and Economics please rise? President Armiñana, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Business and Economics, I have the honor to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees with majors in Business Administration, Economics, and Management.
Thank you, Dean Silver. Congratulations, candidates from the School of Business and Economics. You may now be seated.
You're not going to be seated for very long. Please stand up. All of you. Candidates for the bachelor's degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty of Sonoma State University. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the California State University, I do hereby confer upon each of you who has satisfied the requirements the Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Science, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Now, to signify the bachelor's degree has been earned, you may move the tassel of your cap to the left side. Congratulations. Will all the graduates please join me in expressing our appreciation to the faculty and staff of Sonoma State University, whose hard work and dedication have helped you achieve this goal. Please be seated. I would like now to take a moment to recognize our recipients of the Staff Excellence Award. These awards are presented to select members of the Sonoma State University staff in recognition for their outstanding service to the university and its students and faculty. Today's recipients are Mr. John Scott Forrester from the Art Department and Ms. Joanne Dawn Smith from Environmental Studies and Planning Department. Their biographies are on page 10 of your program. Mr. Forrester is with us on the platform this morning. John? Thank you, John Scott, for your excellent service to Sonoma State University. Now we proceed to reading your names.
Our candidates have devoted great time, energy, and sacrifice in order to earn their degrees. So that each of them may be accorded personal recognition, their names will be read as they approach the platform to receive their diplomas. We request that the audience remain seated during this special moment for our graduates and their families and friends. We also ask that you hold your applause until the end of the presentation so that everyone's name can be heard. On behalf of the faculty and graduates, I would like to thank Professors Suzanne Tochiski, Marco Calavita, and Armand Galinsky for reading the names. We will now present the diplomas. I recognize Dr. Melinda Barnard, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, who will introduce the candidates.
Welcome. Will those receiving the master's degree from the School of Education please rise? Master degree candidates, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
And then young lady, I just need you to turn this way. Lynn Suzanne Wagner, Master's in Education.
Michelle Lamar, Master's in Education.
Guadalupe Navarro Choa, Master's in Education.
Jamie Waldemar, Master's in Education.
Pamela Brinkerhoff, Master's in Educational Leadership.
Patty Winters, Master's in Education.
Esther Terry Lee Davis, Master's in Education.
Margaret Marie Martin, Master's in Education.
Christina McGurk, Master in Education.
Siobhan Wild, Master in Education.
Catherine John, Master's in Educational Technology.
Lisa Hanley, Master's in Education.
Robin Muscardini, Master in Education.
David C. Leonard, Master's in Education, Teaching, Reading, and Language.
Cliff Gordon Schluter, Master's in Educational Leadership.
Amber Moran, Master's in Education.
Erin Fender, Master in Education.
Amy DeLeo, Master's in Education, Reading and Language.
Maureen Shannon Rudder, Master in Educational Leadership.
Veronica Hinton, Master's in Early Childhood Education.
Michael Minahan, Master in Education.
Megan Cashing, Master's in Education.
Anna Ballou, Master in Education.
Stacy Clark, Master in Education, Reading and Language.
Kelly Dillon, Master's in Education, Educational Leadership.
Glenn M. Hinoki, Master in Education.
Gregory A. Stevenson, Master's in Educational Leadership.
Leslie Miracle Barkley, Master's in Education.
Elizabeth Newman, Master's in Education.
Dean Ballard, Master's in Math Education.
Linda Schmidt, Master's in Education.
Alice Witt, Master's in Education, Special Education.
Tamara Madsen, Master's in Education.
Shelley Marie Sanborn, Master's in Reading and Language Arts.
Cindy Helmsley, Master's in Educational Leadership.
Richard Colin Hardy, Master in English Education.
Judy Hudson, Master's in Education Curriculum. Susan Thurston, Master's in Educational Leadership.
Now, will those receiving the master's degree from the School of Arts and Humanities please rise? Master degree candidates, please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Eileen Patricia Youngsworth, Master's in Interdisciplinary Studies, Public History.
Mia Rose Malt, Master's in Ecological Restoration.
Laura Cheriton, Master's in Environmental Policy.
William Hart, Master's in Interdisciplinary Studies.
Chandra Larson, Master's in Education Policy and System Reform.
Isola Beatrice Redman, Master's in English.
Lisa Belitis Elliott, Master's in Nursing.
Congratulations to the recipients of the master's degrees from the School of Arts and Humanities. All right, now it's your time. Bachelor degree recipients from the School of Arts and Humanities will now receive their diplomas. Will the school marshals please direct your graduates to come forward and receive their diplomas?
Joan DiStefano.
What's your degree in? Lancelot Takeda, Theater Arts.
Lisa Ann Fry.
Shelby Vasquez.
Jessica Bachoco.
Nick Christensen.
Jessica Pengel.
Clint Campbell.
Heather Rocha.
Madeline Hanson.
Anthea McDonald Abbott.
Amy Lynn McGrath.
Angela Claudine Stolowski.
Lito Yulong Briano.
Jose Sevilla.
Andriana Matrulis.
Christine Nicole Warren.
Samantha Lynn Connolly.
Amber Michelle Walker.
Spencer Bartley.
Amanda Rogers.
Meg Phillip.
Heather Lee Rosenland.
Eric R. Reed.
Cynthia Cousland.
Clay Addison Brinkman.
Gerald Rarugal.
Kristen Elizabeth Thompson.
Tristan Tice.
Melissa Joy Wills.
Stephanie Marie Gorvin.
Jordan Spicer.
Andrea Michelle Plummer.
Jimmy Lehman.
Rachel Fauvet Carr.
Wayne O'Farron Ritchie.
Nicholas K. Firestone.
Matthew Driscoll.
Catherine Yantos.
Kelly Butler.
Caitlin Renee Cryan.
Elizabeth Claire McDonald.
Veronica Hope Bueller.
Renee Mastrolia Crook.
Genevieve Rampane.
Anna Alicia Fulmer.
Leslie Ann Salati.
Luke Barnes.
Michelle Thompson.
Travis File.
Brittany Hansen.
Olga Kulikovskaya.
Cassandra Yarlett.
Deborah Bartle.
Megan Emily Howard.
Can you say? Deborah Pretty Kakalik.
Xander S. Thompson.
Deborah Chalovsky.
Gabriel Nunez.
Karen Perlis.
Jared Gates.
Sharon Aviva Gendelman.
Justin Ross Levine.
Kathleen Denise Barrett.
Bethany Rootstein.
Kim Lawton.
Edward Zachary Fernbach.
Nellie Weidinger.
Susan Marie Hughes.
Ann Dow Tran.
Valerie Yenshaw.
Christopher Scott Shaw.
Krista Garnett Hurl.
Michaela? Michelle. Elise Michelle Madrid.
Kelsey Wong.
Megan Elizabeth Robinson.
Jamie Linden.
Christine Sprague.
Carly Ray Swatosh.
Natalie Michelle Brand.
Heather Manola Aspel.
Julia Annette Heath.
Shannon Marie Styron.
Nicole Deanne Pence.
Natasha Ryan Cook.
Carrie Jorgensen.
Jamie Rogers Martinez.
Angela Garrett.
Cindy Talavera.
Cody Michelle Studer.
Carrie Janae Huddleston.
Blair Louise Phelan.
Kendall Leatherberry.
Sophia Vasquez Duran.
Alejandro A. Martin.
Nancy Guadalupe Martinez Maldonado.
Joseph Simon Thomas.
Allison Guerra.
David Sarmento.
Jamie Ray Ackard.
Zachary Maruda.
Jessica Herrick.
Matt Tucker.
Sarah Rose Borenstein.
Kim McMullen Benutti.
Emily Christine DeMarco.
Christina Olney.
Is it Cease? Nicole Jeanette Cease.
Ashley Catherine Conway.
Rachel Ann Allaire.
Amy Lyden.
Kayla Kettlehut.
Elisa Folda.
Danielle Gilmore.
Kim Shelton.
Megan Ann Greenblatt.
Ashley Nicole Bolaños.
Jennifer Frankel.
Natalie Jean Spain.
Alyssa Brooke Barton.
Courtney Ellen Keating.
Rebecca Holdridge.
Richard Stewart Hamilton.
Jackie Bernardo.
Renee Cambria Crossley.
Megan Batch.
Mackenzie Nicole Neff.
Justine Vigil.
Cassandra Elise Karch.
Lindsay Rowland.
Bridget Glodine Reginato.
Rebecca Keys.
Maureen Ann Isetta.
Aaron Lee Wise.
Jennifer Nancy Crawford.
Lindsay Von Felt.
Julia Marie Gorton.
Chelsea Louise Von Felt.
Tamra DePaulo.
Jamie Von Felt.
Rachel Trujillo.
Amanda Raylyn Davis.
Paul Lockwood.
Vanessa Hume.
Cody Strimple.
Andrew Reddish.
Diana DeLeon.
Matt Barnes.
Allison Keyser.
Jenna Lee Carvajal.
Shannon Beckwith.
Chase Thompson.
Haley Menor.
Robin Sequoia Rosemond.
Andrew Sophie.
Amanda Jean Spigot.
Itzul Monica Gutierrez.
Crystal Roxana Martinez.
Lily Anderson Kane.
Jose de Jesus Padilla.
Susan Elizabeth DeHaven.
Casey Pamikpik.
Jessica Maria Chavez.
Amy Freeze.
Kathleen Palmer.
Christina Marie Hoyland.
Lindsay S. Talman.
Stephen James Wolfe.
Laura Leipzig.
Louis Earl West.
Amanda Colleen Sewell.
Ross Patrick McCormick.
Karen D. Fong.
Claire Fitzgerald.
Christopher Aaron McKee.
Gary Greenwald.
Camille Marie Palmer.
Karina Muro Barrera.
Lauren Renee Faulkner.
Alicia Padilla,
Adam Passion Keone,
Joseph Gaddis Pertil,
Hannah Elizabeth Smith,
Catherine Lynn Garioni,
Nicole Ashley Harmon,
Kyle Kelly,
Jessica Rose Ward,
Jessica Paige LaRocca,
Lisa Marie Wilson,
Danny Walter,
Erica Michelle Newton,
Kevin James Winter,
Maggie Ferreira,
Katie Louise Roop,
Lauren Elizabeth Redfield,
Tiffany Johnston,
Stephen Matthew Walther,
Megan K. Quisenberry,
Christina Jean Gomez,
Michaela Claire Winstone,
Emily Zalei Fung,
Amy Rose Rao,
Edward Kenneth Troxel,
Christy Marie Rafton,
Bethany Hall,
Jessica Reed,
Michelle Pellegrini,
Janelle Hacker,
Jackie Gonzalez,
Chelsea Stipek,
Kimberly Pagetti,
Kelly Nicole Hauge,
Janelle Ashley Hughes,
Kiara Bandini,
Allison Miner,
Nathan Scott Osborne,
Amber Starr McIntosh,
Scott Murricks,
Erin Marie Galbraith,
Shane Began,
Lauren Ellison,
Matthew Rice,
Brittany Dora Bouchard,
Aaron Michael Romano,
Kelly Ann Mingram,
Benjamin Isaac Rose,
Susanna Valerie Gibson,
Leticia Rubalcava Gomez,
Willow Louise McDonough,
Esmeralda Mesa Beltran,
Christopher Kyleman,
Angelica Maria Jacinto,
Michael DeGrande,
Michelle Renee Connor,
Justin Neil Hannon,
Gabriela Ochoa,
Josh Argyle,
Nagaya Abdu,
David Gerhard,
Caitlin Ann Farnham,
Corina Oates,
Jesse Joseph Savala,
Shannon L. Kenny,
Robert Lynn,
Alexis M. House,
Aaron Frisbee,
Kristen Lopez, Kristen Lopes,
Eric Taylor,
Josh Stokes,
Dana D. Hilliard,
John Finger,
Julia Lujan,
Cheyenne Kent Welling,
Kelly Mockney,
Alex Gordon Wolf,
Allison Catherine King,
Neil Michael Hellman,
Megan Lindsay Kaiser,
Christopher Angel Martinez,
Cara Marie Bonnier,
Eric Martinez,
Megan Elizabeth Manju,
Jessica May Wood,
Jenna Marie Manju,
Rhiannon Thorne,
Patricia Mary Forbes,
Brandon Merritt,
Michelle Amanda Lerner,
Caitlin Sarah Ruxton,
Brenda Yamas,
Roy Jones,
Alonso F. Hernandez,
Pearl Carolyn Borax,
Diana Marie Bridges,
Danielle Hello Stewart,
Courtney Vanessa Gahn,
Jennifer Killian,
Daryl Paul Zierke,
Amy Elizabeth Garrison,
Michael John Mora,
Kristen Marie Cedarwall,
Emily Grace West,
Catherine Elise Herbert,
Tamsin Wright.
Megan Nicole Dowdle.
Robert Fioc.
Brooke Johnson.
Kathleen Gomez.
Andrew Bailey.
Christopher Vela.
Megan Christine Moore.
Samara Seibel.
Claire Pitcairn Adams.
Elizabeth Song Ron Kopp.
Stephanie Ann Roy.
Katrina Teresa Coots.
Rosalie Ann Aguilera.
Mira Danish.
Sarah Marie Watson.
Ramiro Ramirez.
Lauren Nicole Steindel.
Haswe Tuyub.
Christine Minuccia.
Margaret Galvin.
Melanie Deanne Bourdette.
Cassandra Abby Bartow Downs.
Justine Lavier.
Cynthia Mary Maxim.
Marie Hatch.
Madeline Force Richards.
Sarah Beth Fishbaugh.
Sky Kimberly Woodward.
Alicia Janelle Zeri.
Andrea Galdi.
Marika Tatiana Moretos.
Susan Arenas Roberts.
Danielle Ruth Whitaker.
Brian Webb.
Chelsea Suzanne Bailey.
Mirabai Elizabeth Labensart.
Kimberly Ann Geiger.
Tara Lynn Peters.
Jessica Moreno.
Denise Renee Sturts.
Natalie Nicole Cooper.
Paul Sturgis.
Giselle Christine McAllister.
Christopher Fryer.
Azure Harmony Cassio.
Bryce Pretty Boy Cook.
Joanne Vargas.
Timothy Joseph Madonna.
Leanne Bosch.
Megan Heather Reed.
Caroline Margaret Hickey.
Mallory Christine Hayes.
Jenny Caitlin Larison.
Megan Parno.
Casey Kukachi.
Tracy Elms.
Anthony Domenici.
Christina Copeland Edwards.
Sarah Elizabeth Masterson.
Amihan Makayan.
Brittany Nicole McClintock.
Patricia Egan Baldiviez.
Molly Lorraine Chernin.
Andrew McSpadden.
Catherine R. Menzies.
Tara Jane Cosell.
Tanya Corrine Hendry.
Sonia Sweeney.
Shay Morales.
Should I stand to the side? I have a master in counseling.
Susan Robbins Bartholomew.
Scott Andrew Lassie, Masters in Counseling.
Andy Carranza.
Michelle Elizabeth Fernandez.
Erica Joan Cole.
Jennifer Ackerman Wall.
Angela Mia Inns.
Colette Freeman.
Carolyn Walker.
Chloe Lambert.
Miguel Angel Arango Nunez.
Nicole Ornelas.
Janae Bayshore.
Annie Sertic.
Johnny King.
Olivia Lee Massaro.
Whitney Hunter.
Gina Lynn Maderas.
Irina Kramer.
Amanda Maureen Martin.
Peter O'Shea Flores.
Laura Michelle Lopez.
Jose Gonzalez.
Elizabeth Amber Gleck. Jessica Leela Joseph.
We're not saying masters anymore.
Andrew Ginter. Thomas Young. Tanya Rustad. Sarah Caldwell. Cynthia Drennan. Sterling Nicholas Jones. Myron Jordan Jr. Marty Miramontes. Anna Maria Callahan Young. Christopher William Galvin. Craig Lewis Mateus. David Matthew Harris. Zachary Failer.
Congratulations to the recipients of the bachelor degrees from the School of Arts and Humanities. Please be seated. Now, will those receiving master's degrees from the Schools of Business and Economics please rise? Master degree candidates, please come forward to receive your diplomas. Master degrees recipients, you already went through with the bachelor's, but congratulations anyway. Bachelor degree recipients from the School of Business and Economics will now receive their diplomas. Please rise. Will the school marshals please direct your graduates to come forward and receive their diplomas?
Roxanne Marie Zettler. Christina Danielle Merton Sato. Jacqueline Marie Murray.
Rob Munoz.
Dylan Carahalis.
Bennett Fenton Bilger.
Sarah Elizabeth McLeod.
Joseph Lee Dolan.
Joseph Feyerabend.
Douglas Mitchell.
Joshua Benefiel.
Michael Villigriante.
Benjamin Smith.
Daniel Kelly.
James Doherty.
Anna Renee Espitalier.
Jeremy Rosenblatt.
Lisa Marie Persant.
Gordon Fowler.
Jessica Ann Campbell.
David Scott Adler.
Kyle Corcoran.
Joshua Fleming Priest.
Gregory Allen Shear.
Samchith Nui Misai.
Reef Hiberto Atwell.
Camila Velasquez Lee.
Kyle Richard Buring.
Sarah Martinez Herrera.
Jacob Patrick O'Keefe.
Jared Rydell.
Kyle Hopkins.
Rebecca Nystrom.
Eric Kohler.
Molly Eichelberger.
Yi Charlene Hahn.
Lindsay Renee Bueno.
Andrea Jeanette Johnson.
Madeline Nicole Drake.
Ashley Louise Mengus.
Trinity Marie Kent.
Ramey Christina Moore.
Lauren Vinson.
Jillian Boring.
Cara Kiono.
Katrina Van Tassel.
Donnie Noble.
Christina Catherine Kalanico.
Colleen Mary Hughes.
Jessica Mortson.
Katrina Marie Smolin.
Julie Michelle Hawkins.
Casey Jean Roseanne Brawley.
Ashley Vaughn.
Rosanna Ray Nardi.
Hillary Ann French.
Grace Margarita Miranda.
Lindsay Olympia Tresh.
Rebecca Marie Engelke.
Tira Rose McDonald.
Kimberly Ann Warren.
Danielle Marie Smith.
Shauna Marie Chirimelli.
Russell Ciros.
Kaylee Watson.
Thomas James Christopher Rollins.
Melissa Deakins.
Aaron Simpson.
Jennifer Calderon.
Patrick John Texera.
Shane Cooper.
Kayla Marie Tyne.
Christine Solda.
Michael Christopher John Matthew.
Tang Nguyen.
Peter David Beckwith.
Monica Andrizzi.
Ryan Johnston.
Matt Barudi.
Jordan Allen Smith.
Nicholas Ferrato.
Catherine Elizabeth Monahan.
Brett Robert Liana.
Alan James Grant.
Cecil Emily Marin.
Melissa Marie May.
Timothy Rocco.
Andy Nutter.
Angelina Ortolan.
Lauren Giblin.
Lindsay Ruddick.
Scott Taylor Nielsen.
Noel Johnson.
Mr. Nicholas Paul O'Brien.
Dominique Blanqui.
John Roberts.
Barrett Reese.
Tyler Stanford Haskell.
Stephen Richard Brady.
Danny Raymond Gamble.
Nicole Lee Berry.
Brian Ethier.
Michael Austin.
Elizabeth Mayer.
Vanessa Ann Trilogan.
Brianna Nance.
Megan Marie Lima.
Ashley Rose Powers.
Michael Cassis.
Stephen Borgic.
Anthony Parmisano.
Shelby Paget.
Brian Anderson.
Jennifer Meyer.
Rebecca Barnes.
Nancy DeLauter.
Edwin Abramson.
Jasmine Martinez.
Pratima Shukla.
Nicolette Marie Margie.
Sarah Long.
Myra Ruiz Calderon.
Sarah Emily Wilwarding.
Maria Castillo.
Melissa Isabel Hernandez.
Lorena Sanchez.
Beatriz Sanchez.
Raul Yanez.
Susanna Stein.
Patrick McLaughlin.
Anthony Matiaca.
Avina? Jesus Manuel Peña Avina.
Patricia Lynn Elizabeth Blaine.
Miguel Alcaraz.
Nicole Rose Bocamp.
Alfredo Torres.
Michael Wong.
Jose Leon.
Craig Roland Smith Jr.
Alan Alvarez.
Kelly Elise Cherry.
Miguel Vigil.
Brittany Jean De La Garza.
Alfredo Pedrosa Rios.
Sarah Ashley Weinroth.
Eric Wilt.
Sarah Lynn Davis.
Christopher LeRae Aubert.
Jenna Marie Pardini.
Matt Soldavini.
Thaisa Alexandra Barchuk.
Randy Grand George.
Kaylee Ann Whitehead.
Edgar Fabian Garcia.
Holly Allison Driscoll.
Vincent Alexander Morrow.
Kristen Michelle Bauer.
Stephen Kirk Godfrey.
Alyssa Ann Newberry.
Curtis Smith.
Laura Jean Gibson.
Francesca Hewson.
Caitlin Goebel.
James Weavers.
Matthew Rowdy.
Jordan Chi.
Luis Alfredo Rojas Vargas.
Bill Nieswender.
Leo Espirito.
Uran Razzi.
Kevin Robert Cutter.
Ryan Michael Brown.
Kevin Thomas Owens.
Juan Carlos Chavez.
Tyler Nicholas Sanders.
Christopher Cloninger.
Lindsay Nicole Parker.
Timothy Jerome Walker.
Mark Otten.
Daniel Koblenz.
Elizabeth Head.
Jack Jones.
Jennifer Brown.
Stephanie Mary Gillen.
Amanda Osborne.
Natalie Rafe Pfeiffer.
Kendall Peterson.
Rihanna Joy Duenas.
Marcus Allen Beltramo.
Megan McLean Cable.
Thomas Jacob Ramey. Joseph Charles Jacobs. Robert Harold Lawson.
Annie Lee.
Adam Crowhurst.
Alexandra J. Head.
William Bell.
James Potts.
Jonathan Weintraub.
Anthony Kennedy.
Jaime Hianosa.
Gregory Brian Johnson.
Mark Ehrlich.
Stephanie Nicole Morgan.
Nicholas Frank Figliolini.
David Thomas McAvoy.
Amy Lusac.
Cyrus Dotsie.
Jacob Barajas Franco.
Sean Charles Sassenrath.
Eddie Luis.
Michael Hayes Stevenson.
Catherine Smeaton.
Kenny Williams.
Elisa Thurman.
Andres Cito Williams.
Sabeli Santos.
Marcus Silva.
Melissa Rhodes Conklin.
Ashley Maria Brew.
Annette Bowley.
Megan Aguiar.
Andrea Giorgetti Anderson.
Natalie Rosolani Gugana.
Mallory Johnson.
Andrew Loveness.
Joseph Shankles.
Michael A. Taylor.
Edward Mazzetta.
Maureen Chapman.
Robert Chase Patterson.
Ricky Farr.
Zachary Presho.
Delaney Catherine Kern.
Nick King.
William Jacob Petker.
Brian Conover.
Ali Imek.
Scott Crowmy.
Samara Abawi.
Jacob DiGennaro.
Patty Julie Seek.
Ryan Salmonson.
Emily Alice Floyd.
Alexander Malcolm Smith.
Nice and loud.
Frank Edward Hobden.
Michael Andrew Barba.
Christopher Michael Gerbath.
Ian Michael Place.
Greg Simpson.
Brian Murphy.
Dustin Hendricks.
Jason Casaccia.
Matthew Gale.
Thomas Lester.
Brandon Hugh Brown.
Jonathan Charles Ponzo.
Casey Sterling Hardy.
Chris LaPierre.
Charlie Farrow.
Timothy David Bildstein.
Alexander Forster.
Cole Mertis.
Rafael Gonzalez.
Tim Friedman.
Michelle Lopes.
Keith McGee.
Ryan Anthony Caney.
Nai Seichow.
Christine Klatt.
Gloria Mendoza Vasquez.
William Robert Gehring.
Rachel Wood.
Denise Carmen Alexander.
Seamus Flynn.
Erin Bridget Hunt.
Jose Luis Gonzalez.
Kristen Elise Buckler.
Brandon Lee Calvayo.
Megan Keene.
Joseph Edward Hand Jr.
Maurice Alzate.
Jason Valier.
Fong Nugent. Vanessa Renee Robles. Donna Nadine Myrick. DJ Latcham. Nicholas Hand French. Justin Heinrich. Chase Cunningham. Ryan Walsh. Tristan Kelly. Samnang Som. Hazel De La Cruz. James Pardue.
Congratulations to the recipients of bachelor degrees from the School of Business and Economics. Please be seated. Will the master's degrees candidates from the School of Business and Economics please come forward now to receive your diplomas? Thank you.
Peter O'Shea Flores, Master in Business Administration. Whitney Hunter, Master in Business Administration. Irina Kramer, Master in Business Administration. Jose Manuel Gonzalez, Master in Business Administration.
Congratulations to all the graduates here today. Please be seated. You're already seated. It is now my great pleasure to introduce vocalist Kelly Butler to lead us as we sing the Sonoma State Hymn. You'll find words to the hymn on the inside front cover of your program.
How's your back? How's your back?
It's all right. Thank you, Kelly, for that wonderful performance. The Sonoma State University hymn has been with us since the early 1960s, and we are proud to have it to be part of commencement each year. Thank you again so much. At this point in the ceremony, I want to remind you that the Schools of Arts and Humanities, Business and Economics, and Education are hosting receptions for their graduates and their families immediately following the commencement ceremony. Locations of the receptions are listed on the map on the last page of your program. We hope that you will join us at the receptions on this very special day as we salute our graduates and celebrate their accomplishments. We have now come to that part of the ceremony known as the recessional. This tradition provides us, the faculty, with an opportunity to formally greet and congratulate the graduating students. Therefore, we request that the audience please remain seated until all graduates have left the commencement area. The recessional will terminate in the Central Campus Quad. We appreciate Will the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates please rise?